That is nuts. So like the crowd was a part of the play, and like so like pretty much you were just like doing the play live, and just like people like
and they were just walking through it. It was like there was different like rooms with different like it was some nerdy weird black art. That's all I gotta say.
No,
like, and it was all black artists too,
for sure.
And I'm saying, but it was like. But there was one room with just like newspaper everywhere and crumbled up and just like gross looking. There was one room that was like super like serene with water, vases of water. There was one room that was like a political kind of room and it had a lot of like flags and things like that. But each character was played like a type of black person or black ideology or you know what I mean?
Man, that's
embodied
really
that.
And like this was here or like
this was in Pittsburgh. So we were a part of Fringe Festival. We did it. We debuted it during Fringe Festival. I want to say 2016.
Wow. Okay. So pretty recent.
Yeah, because I still had locks. Yep. 2016. It was 2016, and we won the Silky Award. We got first place.
What's that?
From Fringe Festival.
Okay, gotcha.
So Fringe Festival is basically Fringe. It's a traveling arts festival that highlights weird ass art.
Yeah.
Put it like that. The weird shit.
Just like obscure art.
Yeah,
pretty much,
yeah. The performance art, all that weird shit.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And our shit was so dope, bro. Like, and the way it started, bro, it started off as a tour, like a tour of a building.
Okay.
So like we're acting like we're. So the crowd meets us at a coffee shop.
Okay.
And we're like, and the two main characters, they're like developers, real estate people.
Okay.
And they're like, we're gonna show you this neighborhood, and we're like, look at, and they're making fun of.
Yeah.
Like developers, you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
And they're like, yeah, check this out. And then we get to the building, and then as soon as we get to the building, Michael Jackson's Beat It comes on, and like I start doing the dance, and then they start doing the dance, and then the crowd's like, yo, I thought they was just in the crowd,
yeah,
bro.
Facts.
The actors were in the crowd.
That's
so
fire.
we're doing these random dances, and then, we sneak up, and then once we get their attention, they're oh shit, okay, this is where it's starting.
Facts.
I snuck upstairs, got into my little station, and I had to just chill. And they're showing them each room. So each room, like they're showing an apartment.
Yeah.
But in each room is a different actor and a different monologue and stuff like that.
Sure.
It was really dope, man. But in my scene, so in the beginning, I'm sitting in this room with a bunch of TVs, and I'm just sitting there, and like I have to stay completely still. I can't say shit, and like people I know, like my friends are coming to this show.
What's going on?
They're like,
man?
oh, what's up, bro? And I'm like, and I'm in character, and my friends told me, they're like, bro, you're so good at acting. Like I was like, bro, I never even tried it before.
That's fire,
but like I'd stay in character. But as soon as like my cue hit, I had to come out, dance, and like, oh, everybody's, oh shit, he dancing, so I'm killing it. You know what I'm saying? And then I jump on this table. And then, like, I had to completely, like, change my face, get real serious. And then I pull out a cigarette, and I'm like, man, let me tell you a story. And I get into the shit, bro, and I'm making eye contact.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is something that I practice when I rap. It's like, yo, when I rap, I got to make eye contact. So I'm doing that, and people I know, they're like.
They're engaged.
They're like, bro, like, that was amazing.
Bro, so, like, I mean, like, so, like, even going to that, like, what was the process like for you to get, like, because you said, like, you never acted before. Like, what was, like, how was that whole process mentally of being like, okay, like, I have to act, dance, remember lines, do all that? Like, what was that like?
It was dope, man. So DS, aka Tuffy, whatever y'all know him as, that's my guy. He is a professional bully. And I mean that with the utmost respect. Like he was like, man, like he'll tell you how it is. Like I was like, I don't know what to do. He was like, just do it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like he would encourage you in a way where it's like he
might beat your ass.
he didn't allow you to accept failure or like to put yourself in a box where like you can't be great. He expected nothing but greatness from you, and he exuded that at all times, man. So he was like, all right, what's your lines? I'm like, I don't know. I thought you guys were giving me the lines. He was like, nah. He was like, no, you got to write the lines. I'm like, oh. So I had to go home, do my due diligence, research about Detroit speakeasies in that time, and learn, and then write my lines. And when I came back the next day, because I was so embarrassed that day, I was like, he made me look crazy in front of everybody, was yelling at me and shit.
Wait, okay, so like this was in front of people, like
yeah,
like this,
bro.
okay.
This is at the audition. This is not the audition, but like the first
but like the
rehearsal or whatever. And like we're talking about the characters and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, you got to write that shit, bro. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I wrote that shit. I came back. and I spit it, and like, you know, he helped me pull out that emotion.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? But I mean, he's good like that, bro. He's one of the most underrated artists here in Pittsburgh, man.
And what's his name again?
D.S. Kenzel.
Okay, D.S. Kenzel.
Yeah,
right.
Boom Concepts. He's just a good. He's like an artistic leader. He knows how to take your shit and make it doper.
And just amplify it, man. I think I know someone like that at MIC. You know what I mean? Nah, man. Bro, so like that's, man, like I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact like it's like a live play and like you were doing, man, that's so fucking dope, bro. So I mean, did you know DS for like prior to this, or like, what was our relationship like? So
I forget where I met him. So yeah, I mean, I met him. So I knew Thomas, his partner with Boom Concepts. I knew him from school. We went to the same school together, and he was always just a dope dude, like a dope ass graphic designer, just always real cool. And so when I peeped him at this spot, I was like, yo, what is this spot? Oh, Boom Concepts. It's gonna be a little art gallery, on some black shit. Love it. And then he was like, yo, I got another partner. And I kept hearing the name Tuffy. Everybody calls him Tuffy. I'm like, who the fuck is Tuffy? You know, but one day at the Kelly Strayhorn, one of my boy Anthony Williams, who's a dancer, he was like, yo, I'm about to meet up with my boy, come outside with me. And I was just outside, we were just talking and stuff like that. And this boy pulled up on a bicycle, and it's Tuffy, it's DS Kenzel. And he introduces me, and I'm like, oh, this is the dude that everybody's been talking about. And like, we just kind of like, after that meeting, it's weird. It's like when you buy a new car, like you buy a Ford. Then for some reason, all you see is Fords. It was like that. Yeah, it's like I just kept seeing this nigga everywhere now. Now that I like officially met him, so I'm seeing him everywhere, and he's seeing me. He's watching how I'm moving, you know, and he's impressed with it. Like, oh, you move different, bro. You don't. He was like, you're not from Pittsburgh, is you? I'm like, nah.
Where you from?
I'm from Buffalo originally.
Oh, New York, bro. Damn, bro. I mean, bro, I'm personally from Maryland, man. Like I moved out here about a year ago, but that's fucking dope.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. After that, like we got cool. And he started, again, inviting me to do stuff because he saw what I could do. He's like, yo, why don't you come through to this? Why don't you come through to this? You know what I'm saying? And one day I asked him, I was like, bro, can you be my mentor type shit? And I was like, I don't know, like, you know, I'm going to call you every day type shit, but like if I just need advice on shit, would you look out? He's like, of course. And, you know, I utilize that, bro. I utilize that as much as I can. But in return, you know, when he asked me to do something, for the block or for, you know, for Boom or for just for the Av in general, I was there every time. You know what I'm saying? And so, so that's how that relationship kind of went. And then I got on the Av. Once I was on the Av, it was like, you know, it's like we represent something that's really powerful,
man. Nah, you know man, that's dope. But like, I mean, cause bro, again, like the concept of like a live play, man, that's fucking nuts. But I definitely want to bring it back to like, you know, level up and you know, things like that. So, bro, I know like, as a creative, right, you know, it's all about balance, man. Mm-hmm. Balance. You're not gonna start off exactly where you want to be. So, like, I want to ask, like, have you ever had a regular job?
Yeah, I work for Pitt.
Okay. So, like,
I currently work for Pitt. Yeah,
and like, I just want like, you know, your perspective on this, man. So, like, I mean, just, you know, throughout your journey, like, how do you, you know, just compartmentalize your 9-to-5 job from like what you want to do? Do you let people from your 9-to-5 like know what you do outside of work? Like, what's the relationship like with that? And like, I don't know, like, how did you just, you know, go through that, trying to build up where you are today, and like in order to like, you know, leave that, like not leave it behind, but just like kind of like, you know, transition slowly to like, you know, doing what you want to do full time. Yeah, right.
Sure. All right, so I'm gonna lay it out like this. So, for anybody listening to this, if you want to start a business or a side hustle, that's what it is. It's a business or a side hustle. Don't quit your 9-to-5. Dumbest idea
Don't
you
do that.
Because if you're hungry, you can't produce.
Right.
If you're hungry, you can't produce. Like if I can't get nothing to eat.
Facts.
I can't put gas in the car. I can't.
Facts.
Man, I'm stressed. Facts. Now you stressed. Now that's in your mind.
Facts.
How can you be creative with that on your mind?
Facts.
That could be, you know, a tool to create some new stuff, but at the end of the day, it doesn't work.
Right.
In the past, man, during this whole during the journey of like the clothing line that I had into Level Up, you know, I'll start with this.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work at first. I hit a point.
You tell him, bro.
I hit a point where I was like, I'm an artist. I was mad at the world. I was mad. I was like 26. I was mad at the world. And I'm like, man, fuck this, man. I'm going to just do my art.
Yeah.
And then I got broke, dog, and I couldn't pay my rent. I was behind on my rent like 6 months,
Bro,
crazy.
I fucking feel you, bro.
And my landlord was just like, bro, if you don't get it together, come on, man.
Yeah.
And he was my boy, too.
Yeah,
so he was like, bro, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to kick you out.
Yeah, facts,
like, you're going to
bro.
be homeless. I'm like, all right. So then I buckled down. I, started working and stuff like that. But every job that I had, man, I was like, I have to learn something from this. Because and I kept that mindset, like, I'm going to work for myself one day. So I'm going to learn how they're running the business. So I would pay attention, bro. Every job. And then every job that I was getting, I was becoming the manager because of that.
Wow.
Because they saw, like, oh, leadership qualities. He's asking the right questions. He wants to know how the day goes. You know what I'm saying? I was working at 7-Eleven, bro. Downtown. Shittiest job I ever had in my life. But I got there on time. I didn't talk no shit. I clocked in and I got to work.
Yeah.
You feel me? And my boss was like, bro, like, dog, you're like, I haven't had an employee like you. Everybody wants to call off and make excuses and do this and do that, blah, 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 blah. Like, he asked me to double. I was like, no problem. He's like, I need you to work 2 shifts, no problem. He's like, for real? I'm like, no problem. What's up? Like, you know what I mean? But, like, it was because, like, I knew that the more I did it, the more I learned. The way that they counted their money at the end of the day, the way that they did their human resources is the same way we do it at Level Up. You know what I'm saying? I picked up a little bit when I was working at Kelly Strayhorn as a studio manager. Different documentation for your studio assistant on how to clean the space. The way that they taught me how to clean a studio. Things like that. The people that they went to buy their products from, I paid attention to, and I wrote it down. So when I opened up Level Up, I was able to apply those same things. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like in any job in the job that I have now, so in the past, it's like all those jobs didn't relate to what I wanted to do, right? But again, they're businesses. So there's something you can learn in terms of from all the way from like, maintenance all the way up to finances, you know what I'm saying? So there's something you can learn, and I made sure I paid attention doing that. But then I was like, okay, now I like teaching, I know that, so I'm gonna get into education. So I started applying for education jobs, and this happened through just teaching at different places, dance. And I was like, I really like this teaching shit. And so I worked for Planned Parenthood for a little bit. You know what I mean? Being a sex educator, teaching kids about safe sex, different STDs, and how to avoid them shits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I enjoyed the
teaching aspect,
the facilitating aspect, because we had to do a lot of like group activities and stuff like that. So I learned how to get people who don't work well together to work well together. Applied that, boom. You know what I'm saying? And then I got an opportunity to work for Pitt through one of our funders. So one of our funders was doing a research project on the businesses that they were funding, Level Up being one of them. You know what I'm saying? And a job opportunity came up. One of my contacts at Pitt was like, hey, I got this job. You want it? I was like, sure, let me read up on it. They were like, I read it. I'm like, oh, shit, you need a master's degree? I don't got a fucking master's. I got a bachelor's. I was like, hey, I ain't got a master's. He's like, do you want the job? I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, I'll call you back. So I got called back, got the interview, after sending my resume. They loved my resume because they were looking for someone who was a practitioner, who was an artist and stuff like that. So now my job is to research what works well in terms of programs and businesses like mine.
Wow.
And so I'm getting, so this is evaluation, right?
Sure.
It's like, this is, and the way we do it is, it's not feedback from the owners, it's feedback from the students. We sit down with a group of students and we say, hey, tell us.
Because that's who's affected, that's who's in it constantly.
Yeah, so
for
we're like, tell us a story about, a time where something significantly changed for you as a result from being in this program.
Wow.
And we do this whole thing where we facilitate this whole focus group type thing, and they share these stories, and then we use the stories as data. You know what I'm saying? And we research that, bro, and it's really dope. But like, again, that's I'm in. And I'm watching these things, and I'm learning these things, and I'm learning how to evaluate my own business at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that answered your question.
Nah, man, bro. Again, bro. Like, this is my first time meeting you, man. Face to face, bro. You are what Pittsburgh needs for sure. You are important. Like, your energy is very, very important, man, for this city. What you're trying to build for. Because again, man, we got the same goal. That's exactly what we're trying to do with this, is just build up the community here and then expand, obviously, to, you know, the world, you know, like in the big picture. But like, we definitely want to start local, because if you can't start local, how can you expand? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You are definitely, like, in the creative ecosystem, you are a very, very important person, man. It's very, very dope to talk to you. So, bro, okay. MMA, dance. You said you make music, man.
Yep.
So how long you been making music, and how'd you get into that whole scene? And like, what type of music do you make? And, you know, just
So, you know, music, you can't dance without music, right?
Facts.
So it's always been a part of my life. I was raised on gospel. You know, I really wasn't allowed to listen to hip hop.
Right.
And I really didn't get into hip hop and R&B and all that stuff until I was probably like 7th grade, you know what I mean? That's when I started going to my boy's house and listening to Bone Thugs and listening to DMX and shit like that on the low.
Yo went right to DMX,
you know what I mean?
once he got the chance, like, fuck
so, you know, and but I always liked it, man. I was like, man, and I had a knack for it. Me and my boy had a homie from back home named Cuffy. He was my best friend at the time, and we would rap and stuff like that, bro, dance, all that. Sing even, because I like singing too, because of the gospel and stuff like that. But yeah, man, that's kind of how I got into it, just rapping with him and stuff like that. When I moved to Pittsburgh, I met a dude named Billy Ocean. It's not his real name, but that's what he went by.
Okay.
Billy Ocean, white dude, nasty-ass rapper, dog.
Yeah.
Dope as fuck.
He's from Pittsburgh, or
he's from West Virginia.
Okay, gotcha. Right.
But he lived in Pittsburgh for a very long time.
Okay.
But you know, him and I started a rap group together, and you know, listening to him and all the different music he listened to. You know, I was able to pick up different type. He's the guy who introduced me to like Immortal Technique, Tech Nine, guys like that, the fast rappers,
like super lyrical.
Yeah,
type dudes.
yeah. So, you know, we started a group called 30 Realm here in Pittsburgh. We had like a guitar player, 3 rappers, and 2 singers, like 2 female singers. It was dope. And that's actually how I met my wife too, through that group.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
But yeah, man. So like, started doing music with them. You know, my nickname was Harmario because I could just harmonize with anything. But yeah, man, like I wouldn't consider myself a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm more of just a musician. I say musician because I sing, and I don't sing. So I'll be clear. I can sing. Sing.
Right, yeah.
There's a very big difference. There's a very big difference because
like Adele can sing.
Yeah,
Right,
like when you can hit, when there's notes and octaves up there that you can hit, I don't hit
hello,
those.
Yeah, singer.
Right. But I'll harmonize good as hell. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, yeah, man. I kind of fell in love with that. The group broke up. I was real torn about it because I had a tattoo of the fucking logo on my arm. But but we grew up and grew apart. That's all it was, man. We were young and dumb and shit like that.
Yeah,
but you know, after that experience, I was like, man, I really want to continue to do music. I had all these verses and stuff that we didn't get to use, shit like that. So I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna put something out. So I hooked up with a guy named Aki. And he or Tensor is his name, but he was like in a band, but he made like weird, eerie kind of beats, and I was like really into that shit. And so I made a project called The Mind of Quinn, which basically is all old and or recycled verses from the group that I wasn't able to put out.
I feel you.
And I was like, and then new shit too, but like, you know, I'm not about to waste all this good ass content, and so I made new songs with his beats, and the project it's dope. It's dope for some in the basement recording, like in a room, like kind of like this.
Nah,
like
man, we know all about that.
You know what I mean? He's sitting there
fact.
playing the guitar and then recording it in, and all that, playing the drums and recording it in. You know, it was dope, bro. But then like after that, of course, once Level Up opened, and I had better equipment, I was able to, I just dropped an EP in 2020 called The Year of Influence, which was all about me losing my job inspired by me losing my job at Planned Parenthood. I lost my job at Planned Parenthood. I told you I was working there, ruined my life. I was very, very broke and depressed, but it also changed my life because it helped me to rebrand myself as Mario Quinn, the educator, as Mario Quinn, the teacher, who also, and that's kind of how I got the job at Pitt. You know what I mean? Because I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna allow this brokenness to stop me. I need people to know more about Level Up and me.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I reached out to a bunch of different programs in the city, and I was like, hey, I have this idea to do 4 pillars of hip hop workshop with your kids, and we're going to use the 4 pillars as a way to get them to communicate, collaborate, build community, and build culture at your facility. And they're like, that's dope as hell. You know what I mean? I called it the 4 C's, and I did that shit, and yeah, man. After that, I was like, I got to get these feelings out though, because I was really depressed, and I was like, I'm gonna call this the year of influence, and I spent that year making music, and then I dropped it in 2020. So when people hear it, they hear a lot of like 2019, but like what that project was for me, because I don't talk about loss or anything like that. What I talk about is different things, love. You know, I got my shit talking joints. I got my my political joint, shit like that. But it was really about me shifting my mindset, because I was allowing that depression from being fired and not having no fucking money take over. And I was like, no, this year influenced me to become the Mario that I want to be.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So that's what that project's all about. And I got a new single out called Can't Call Me Basic. It's featuring my homegirl Renzo Benz and my boy Yes Yoko. Dope joint. That's more of a singy joint, kind of vibey joint. Like it's one of them joints you sit back, you chill and listen type shit.
For sure.
But yeah, man, like music is a big part of what I do. I wish I can do more of it more often, but it's, you know, being a CEO, having a full-time job, being a dad, being a husband, you know, there's a lot, you know what I mean? So I just try to, you know, balance it out, you know, and just go with the flow of things. I don't try to force things. I'm like, all right, I got 2 singles that I can drop at any moment right now, but I'm just, you know, sitting on them. And when it feels right, I'm gonna drop them. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And that's it.
You have that luxury, man. Before we, you know, go any further, man, can you help me out with this, bro? I need it. You know, man, you are fucking great, bro. Man, just like, bro. Yeah, man, please, bro. I mean, bro, like you're just so, you know, willing to share your story, man, and I fucking love it. So I actually recently peeped that y'all were named one of the best dance studios in Pittsburgh. I mean, bro, but I mean, it's between you and another spot. You know what I mean? So
between us and the Kelly Strayhorn.
Oh wow, okay.
Who I used to work for, which is great.
Full circle, bro. But like full circle.
Yeah,
that's how
they own the Dance Alloy. That one. Yeah.
But bro, so like, I mean, man, what was that fucking feeling like, bro? Again, this was some shit that you were writing 30 pages fucking for, and then to see it like, yo, like you were eventually named the best, like one of the best dancers. Like, man, like what was that like? Like, just, you know, go through that. That's fucking dope.
I mean, it was an honor, man. The year before, I think we got 3rd place for the best in accessible, friendly venue, because we do a lot of shows there, hip hop shows and art shows and stuff like that. You know, so that was cool. But I was like, man, that has nothing to do with what we do.
Facts.
So when we finally got like the best dance studio joint, I was like, yo, that was and I was mad because I didn't get the fucking invite to the ceremony, so I didn't get the goddamn plaque. So I can't even. So we got to use the digital joint and we put that on our website.
Word.
I'm like, damn, I wanted the physical plaque.
I want the hard.
I was like, y'all need to. So if you listening to this Pittsburgh City paper, send me my goddamn plaque. But nah, man, it's just a great honor. You know, I feel blessed because, you know, the work that we're doing doesn't go unnoticed. You know what I mean? And I appreciate, like, you know, people just really seeing like the hard work we put in. You know what I'm saying? And but it also lets me know that we're doing the right thing. You know, because every year we get nominated for something. You know what I'm saying? I got nominated for a 40 under 40 in music.
Fire.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I only got 2 projects out.
Yeah.
But, hey,
something
you
on
know
the
what I'm
resume,
saying?
right?
So it's like it's dope, man. Like it's dope, but you know, it's not the, you know, accolades are great, but it's not the end goal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
The end goal is to change lives, and if I could do that,
you straight.
I'm happy. You feel me? And so, but yeah, man, it was a great honor.
Man.
I love it. I brag about it. I'm like, yeah, best dance studio.
As you should, bro.
You know
that shit is fucking dope. So I mean, bro, so you know, you're a father, you're a husband, man. So dude, like you're a CEO.
Yeah.
Work for. I mean, bro, like that's a tough balancing act.
Yeah.
I mean, just for any one person, you know what I mean? Like, and you're clearly capable of it, but it's like, what How do you go about that, man? Like, that's a lot on one person's plate.
Yeah.
You're the boss of your own company. You're the boss of your own child. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's a lot, bro. So like, any advice on like how to navigate fatherhood, being a CEO, doing all this stuff?
I'm still figuring that out, man.
Word up.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I'll never sit up here and say that I have the perfect formula for that. I think it's just making time for things that are important.
Sure.
In that moment, sometimes I have to remind myself of that. Like, yo, damn, I haven't spent enough time with my son this week. Let me make sure that I set aside time. Sometimes my wife, she's so busy and doing her thing. Sometimes we bump heads. But it goes back to just recognizing, like, yo, we're not perfect.
Sure.
We're stressed out. She needs a little help. You're tired, but try to help her out a little bit more.
Right.
Because we get into it, bro. Like it's like, I'm at work in the morning till about 3, 4, 5 o'clock, depending on the day. And then I'm straight to the studio, and we don't open till 4:30, so I'm not leaving till like 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I get home, all I want to do is either play the game, or watch some Netflix, smoke, or go to sleep. Like, 90% of the time is going to sleep.
Dead ass. Smoke, then go to sleep.
You know what I mean? So like, I've been still trying to balance things out, but I think COVID too made things more difficult.
For sure, yeah.
Because I had it. I was like, okay, Tuesdays I leave the studio. Soon I go there, I check in with everybody, then I just go home. You know what I mean? Tuesdays was our dinner night for the family. I had it figured out. Sundays was family day. But then COVID happened. I lost staff members.
Yeah.
So all that support that I had in terms of having a studio manager, having someone to run the finances and stuff like that, it's like I got to do all that shit again because of COVID. I can't afford to pay niggas if people ain't coming to take facts.
That's a fact.
So, but I think again, as a point of advice, is like, if something is important to you, you find time to get it done. And another thing, Janera Solomon once said, shout out to Janera, that's my big sis. She once said, you'd be amazed at what you can accomplish in 5 minutes. Never forget that. You know what I mean? Because people, I ran out of time. And it's like, what we don't run out of time, we have too many distractions. You feel me? Let go of the turn your fucking phone off and focus. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing that today with the kids. I felt so bad. I was like, I'm watching the press conference, the post-fight press conference. Like, 'cause I didn't get to watch it.
right.
And I'm like, my daughter just like, Daddy. I'm like, through the phone.
Right. Yeah. Nah, man.
What I mean?
Like
But,
it takes that, that conscious effort. I feel you for sure. Oh, so man, I mean, bro, you're just a man. I'm talking to a man of many hats.
Thank you.
You feel me? Bro, the podcast that the Level Up podcast, dude, over 100 episodes.
Yep.
That's no small task. So shout out to that. Like, I just want to shout that out because that's
you.
fucking crazy.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Not
It took time, though. It took time.
Bro, as it should. But bro, like, just that level of consistency. So like, was that a component that you had initially when you opened Level Up, or like was that afterwards once you got things going and just like wanted to create more content with Level Up? Like,
I'll tell you guys a secret. So I'm a huge fan of Gary Vee. Right. If you don't know who Gary Vee is, that's Gary Vaynerchuk.
Gary Vee, bro.
He was one of those guys that helped me change my mind in 2019 too. But like, he was talking about like, there's ways to get your product out there that's more creative. And so I was thinking, we were doing a vlog at the time because we have 38 episodes of a vlog that you can watch on YouTube at Level Up PGH. So we were doing that plus the podcast, you know what I'm saying? And the whole idea with that was to, show people who we are, right? Just a different perspective of Level Up, you know what I'm saying? So me as a person who is a person who appreciates dope people,
sure,
right?
Yeah.
And asking these people to come through and to share their experiences within art or within the realm of what we do, to get people to, be like, oh, I want to come through. And in the show, like, who we got in our orbit, too. But yeah, man, the podcast, over 100 episodes.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's been a journey, because it's hard to get people to commit to shit like that. I've had people not show up on me, bro. I've had people reschedule, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Sometimes it's technical shit, so it took a while for it to really start to roll and stuff like that. But But yeah, man, the whole idea of that is probably similar to what you guys do, man.
Sure.
It's all about highlighting dope people in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And for me, you know what I mean. And I've had professors on there, science. I had neuroscientists on the podcast, bro. Like talking all types of big words, and I'm over there like,
yeah,
googling shit. Right. Oh yeah, bro. All types of shit, bro. But I've had like freak show type people. My homegirl Icky Vicky, she fucking eats glass and fucking steps on nails and shit like that. Shit. But it's like that's dope.
I might have
that's
to talk to Icky real quick.
But that's dope though, like because it's like
it's different. It's just different.
It's gross and kind of dangerous, but it takes. That's a real skill set.
Right, facts, right.
That's a real skill set. You got to know what the fuck you're doing.
I fuck with this nigga. You know what I mean? This nigga, this is my type of nigga, right? For real.
But yeah, man, you know, so just trying to keep that going. You know, and every time we do it, so we started the podcast and it was just a snowball mic.
Okay.
And me and the guests, like sitting on the couch like this, just hovered over the mic. No video, no nothing. You know, thank God for things like StreamYard and you know, things like Anchor. You know, so those types of tools, you know, have come in handy because like, you know, starting from scratch is hard. You know what I mean? But
for sure.
You know, we're gonna keep going. I think I'm doing an interview tomorrow with my boy Scoop from Scoop TV.
Okay.
That's my guy, really dope guy. If you don't know who Scoop is, look him up. Scoop TV. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little interview with him. He does music, fashion, all that, and he's moving, and he's originally from Pittsburgh too. Dope. So that's dope.
That's dope, man. I mean, shit, bro. I mean, we definitely talked about business, but I definitely just want to talk about y'all. Be just a bullshit real quick, man, because I'm a fight fan, bro.
Yes.
So let's get into that, man. So you didn't watch the card last night, right?
Wait, what?
You didn't watch the card last night?
No, I watched it.
Okay.
I watched it. I watched the whole.
Bro.
Early prelims all the way to the end.
Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. So I mean, I just want to talk about the main card, bro. Tuivasa versus
Oh my
Lewis.
God. Oh my God. The elbows. Now I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought Lewis had this nigga, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
He was rocking his world, bro. He was like, Shmagaga.
Bro. And like, bro, so after the first round, I thought like, all right, like Tuivasa, that's my guy. He's capable. But this is Lewis. Most knockouts ever, bro. You feel me? My man Tuivasa, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Eat this.
But no, it wasn't even this one. It was the first one that did it.
Facts,
it was the first one. He hit him right on the chin.
Bro.
Saw his shit do this, and then as soon as his shit did this joint came down here.
Bro,
he face planted him. Bro. So like I could see if it was like a finish like how Cyril Gahn did him. That was that was more technical.
Shit. Yeah,
you know
technical. He was.
But I'm talking about when you hit face first, no hands.
It's a different type of.
That's a real knockout.
That's a different type of. And I did not expect my man Lewis to go out like that.
Bro, you should have seen my house. I had all my homies at my house last night watching the fight, bro. Going crazy. We were like,
I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like Lewis went out like that, son. Like,
it makes sense, man. There's fresh guys out there, man. Lewis is getting older. You know, Tuivasa, he's 29 years old. These guys.
Lewis was coming off an L. Exactly. So like, you know what I mean?
In the same place.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where he from?
Yeah, hometown is
nuts. He need to take a little break.
Yeah,
he need to evaluate his coaching system.
Man. Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like he's not capable. I just think that there's other factors, especially with these new fresher guys coming out.
These dudes are just machine. Like they like broke. And it's like I was even thinking about this, man. Like watching Izzy, I'm like, nah, he is the new age. Obviously, Anderson Silva for sure. And it's like, bro, I'm even thinking. Because Anderson is he literally got me into MMA. Yep. Like, bro, like they used to air these UFC Unleashed, and like they would just like show like, you know, main pivotal fights that were just dope. Bro, I watched Silva's fight versus Chris Lieben, and I was immediately hooked. I was like, wait, who? He's styling knees, and I was like, he's fire, bro. I immediately just like, you know, locked in him. I don't think. Let me not discredit Anderson Silva at all. Goat.
Yes.
Let me goat.
He will always be the goat.
Goat. Yep. Do you think Anderson in his prime could fuck with Izzy?
In his prime? That's a good question. I don't want to misspeak.
That's what
I would say it would have been closer than their fight.
Absolutely, right.
Because their fight was fucking dope.
Yeah, bro. It
was like back and forth.
That was a moment. That was
it was like back and forth.
MMA,
yeah, it was back and forth as fuck. But yeah, I don't know, man. Izzy just has. I think the difference between Silva and Izzy is just like Izzy came up in fighting, kickboxing, all that,
Literally, right.
boxing, hundreds of fights.
Yeah,
like
literally,
that's
facts.
like what's his record like 75 and something?
Something, yeah,
like
crazy.
dude, that's so many fucking fights.
Yeah,
before you even get into the MMA,
bro,
like,
type shit. Right.
And so like there's just a different level of knowledge at that point. But I think like, you know, it was I loved watching Izzy and Silver fight, man.
Likewise, man, that was a moment,
Like,
bro.
It's like Matrix moves,
Bro,
every second,
it was a
dope.
moment, man,
Yeah.
for sure, bro. Like,
Yeah.
man, that was just fucking. So, who are some of like, and like obviously like no order, but it's like, who are some of your favorite fighters, man? Like top
right now,
five.
or
I
just
mean,
top 5.
let's go top 5.
I'll go older generation.
Yeah,
newer
new
generation.
facts.
Older generation, Silva. You reminded me of Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes,
Goody, right.
GSP. I was an Iceman fan.
Okay, fair enough.
And then I would say, I would say it's a tie between Tito and Rashad Evans. And then I would put John Jones in there, but he's kind of like old and new at the same time. Because John Jones is
my
like,
God.
he's
Yeah,
just
bro.
a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah.
He's not really a nice person. I heard he was a jerk.
Dude,
but
you know what I mean?
you know
Like,
what I mean?
and it's such
Right.
like I fuck with you, bro. Like, you know, man. No, for sure.
But new guys, obviously the Three Kings. Just go put that right there.
Yeah,
Three Kings.
Yeah, facts.
Put them over there. That's
Absolutely.
Ngannou. That's my boy Usman.
and,
You know what I'm saying? And Izzy, of course.
Facts. That's a fact.
I fucks, bro. Kyler Phillips, The Matrix, bro.
Bro,
Bro,
he just fought. Yeah, facts.
He fought little Argentinian dude.
Yeah,
Whipped
yeah,
his
yeah,
ass.
yeah,
Boy was
facts.
styling on him.
Facts.
Fucks with him. So many guys. Just in this card.
Yeah.
My boy Green. What's his name? Bobby Green. Fucks with him. Fucks with him.
Bro, I feel like this fight was like his coming out party for real. Like,
he opened that shit up the right way,
that's
my
what
nigga.
I'm saying. Set the tone early. I fuck with Bobby Green.
So I'm gonna put them two over to the side. Those are extras. But I would say, what's bro's name? He's on Izzy's team. I want to say he's like the little niggas, flyweight maybe.
Flyweight.
What's his name? Kai? Is it Kai? No. Why can't I remember his name right now?
On Izzy's team.
He just beat up. He just knocked out Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt.
Oh my gosh. My gosh.
What's his name?
know.
I forget his name.
Yeah.
That nigga, he's a beast.
Garbrandt came outside thinking shit was sweet. Nah. He thought shit was sweet. No. Listen, all that cute.
Cara France. Something Cara France. Cara France.
Yeah,
something like that.
In fact, Garbrandt thought shit was sweet coming back.
Yeah, he said, Murph.
Bro, slept him.
He was an ear.
Yeah.
I fucks with him. I fucks with Volkanovski.
Okay, word. Damn, all right.
I fucks with I love me some Justin Gaethje, man.
Gaethje. Shout out to Gaethje.
Like that last fight between him and Chandler was fucking a
Man,
war.
War. I fuck with Gaethje. I fuck with Chandler too. To be honest.
I do. I didn't like his tweet about Izzy though.
What he
basically said the judges got it wrong, and I'm like, you're wildin' if you think Izzy lost that fight.
Bro, no.
You're wildin'.
He's talking about the Vettori fight?
No, the one that just happened.
Oh, get the fuck out!
He just tweeted this shit. I'm like, all right, you losing me.
Yeah, no,
you losing me.
Fuck?
You losing me.
Like,
but,
bro, like Whitaker and like here's the thing, right? Whitaker is not nothing to play with.
No.
If he was going up against anyone except Izzy, he probably would have won that fight.
Easy.
Like, he is a professional striker.
Right.
But there's a difference between professional and elite.
Right.
Like,
elite.
Bro,
God level.
For real. Like, bro, again, if it was anyone else, Whitaker would probably have slept him, knocked him out, won by decision, bro. But it's just that, it's that little tweak of like, you're a professional, but yo, like, I do this.
Bro, it was how he was tearing up the inside and
bro.
outside.
Bro, it was, the leg.
The same fucking
It was the leg.
Izzy was like, pow.
Early
pow,
too, yeah,
pow.
early too,
Ooh,
yeah,
ooh,
man.
Guard. He was
Early.
He sat him down, y'all.
Izzy,
he
man.
sat him down again.
That's what I'm saying. Twice,
It's
2-0, y'all. We
it's
gotta
like,
respect it. What's your
on.
thoughts on McGregor? You fuck with him or like
I fucks with McGregor. McGregor will always be one of those guys that like took the sport.
to like a whole?
He took the sport to the whole new level.
echelon.
You know what I mean, like that because of him, it's more popular.
Absolutely.
worldwide.
Absolutely,
You know? Not the dopest guy in the world, you know, but you know, I like him.
Yeah.
You know, I like him. I like what he does. I like what he stands for, and shit like that. I don't think he is going to be fighting anytime soon.
No.
'Cause I don't know if you noticed, he's been bulking up crazy.
Yeah, bro. Like
Too big
he's,
though.
He's
I'm like, you
done
don't
fighting,
you
bro,
can't
like,
fight that big.
Bro,
Not
that's what
you.
I'm saying,
You know
bro,
what I mean?
like-
Now, if you were taller, maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
But at your height, you're just too like he looks huge.
Yeah.
Dog, he's like.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't even gonna be able to throw no
bro,
punches
yeah,
with that,
nothing,
so.
bro. Like the fluidity's not there, and like I
Right.
even saw that like the car last night was sponsored by Proper 12. I'm like, he's not, bro. Like the money he's making from that, like he's not even.
That's one of the things I respect about Connor is just his
Yeah.
hustle. You know what I mean? He always fly. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, family man. I love all that kind of stuff.
Facts,
bro.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? He's just a shit talker. You know?
Yeah, facts,
He's
facts.
like, your wife is in me.
Yeah. Fuck the Mayweathers, you know that. Listen, it was a clean break of the table. A clean break. Yeah.
Oh shit!
It was a clean break. No, but yeah.
That's great.
Yo,
bro.
no, bro, Mario, my
That's
nigga, bro.
great.
It was a pleasure and
Absolutely.
an honor, man. I am really, really glad we got to do this. It was real,
Yes,
real nice
sir.
meeting you
Pleasure.
again, man. Like, I just think that Pittsburgh needs people like you. The creative ecosystem needs people like you, man. And like, this was really dope. So, I mean, do you want to plug your podcast, Level Up?
Sure.
Anything you want to plug, man?
Yeah,
please.
man. Please check out Level Up Studios on all social media platforms. That's at Level Up PGH. You can also check out our website. That's leveluppgh.com. Also, the podcast, if you go on any Spotify, Apple, whatever, Google Podcasts, any of those, all you got to do is type in Level Up Studios. You'll find it. You'll see a guy doing like a dance move in the air on the black screen. You'll find it. And then check me out, of course, that's MarioQuinn.com. So you can see all the things that I do. If you wanna book me for anything, you do it straight through my website. I got merch up there as well. You can also buy my album on my website, or if you're one of those people who like to stream, you can just check me out on anything. Just type in Mario Quinn.
Dope, man. And then this is the MIC podcast. Just want to shout out the painting, as you can see here. Ashlyn Conway, man, painted this incredible painting for us, man. Go follow her on Instagram at Shlyn Conway. That's her main page, SHLYN Conway. And then she also has an art page, Ashlyn's Art, which you can find, if you follow her on Instagram, man. Appreciate her work as always. And then also, man, shout out to Cascadia Blooms. 20% off anything on their website, premium CBD products. Use code MIC to get 20% off. Mario from Level Up Studios, man, it was a pleasure, man. MIC podcast, I'm Toby King. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
All right.